Hi, my name's Frederick, but everyone's always called me Freddie. So for years I've had a crush on this girl in our school. Her name's Emma and she is like an angel. I remember the first time I saw her. I was only 7 years old, but I was smitten. She has this laugh that even if you're having the worst day ever, it'll still make you smile. And she's not just beautiful, she's smart too. My friends teased me all throughout elementary school and middle school, saying a girl like that would never fall for a nerd like me. But still, I sent her cards every Valentine's Day, and once we got to high school, I decided to just be brave and ask her out. Never in my wildest dreams did I think she'd actually say yes, but she did. She agreed to be my girlfriend. I suddenly became the luckiest boy in the world. We've been dating for 6 months so far, and it's been the dreamiest 6 months ever. I'm completely in love with her, and I think she loves me too. Maybe one day she'd even become my wife. I really hope so. We go on a date every Friday night, and sometimes even on Sundays. I have quite a big allowance, and I used to spend it on books and video games, but now I spend it all on Emma, and it makes me so happy to see her happy. We usually go to fancy restaurants that are quite hard to get reservations at, but my father is quite wealthy and respected in our town, so as soon as they hear my surname, they always make space for Emma and I. On Sundays, we usually go shopping. I won't lie, I'm not the biggest fan of malls, but Emma loves them. She could shop till she dropped, so I usually go with her and treat her to some special things. I mean, what else am I going to spend my money on? My girlfriend deserves the best. Her 16th birthday was coming up, and I was planning to buy her a diamond bracelet that I'd seen her eyeing up in the mall. I knew she'd love it. So, the week before her birthday, I went to the shop and bought it. And then I decided to get her the matching necklace and earrings too. I wanted to make it the most amazing birthday for her, and thought that the gifts might not be enough. Maybe I could surprise her somehow too. So then I hatched a plan. I told her I had to go away with my parents the weekend of her birthday because my cousin was getting married. She said it was okay, she would just spend it with her girlfriends and we could celebrate again when I got back. I smiled to myself. This was going to be the best surprise ever. The day of her birthday finally arrived, and that morning I ran around buying her favourite handcrafted chocolates from Switzerland and the most beautiful bunch of 100 roses. I wrapped the jewellery up in a velvet box and tied it with a bow, and around lunchtime I set off for her house. I was feeling quite nervous as I got closer to her house. What if she'd already left with her girlfriends? Or what if she didn't like the gifts? I couldn't remember if she even liked roses. Oh no! I told myself to stop worrying, and eventually I reached her place. I could hear voices coming from the backyard. I was relieved that she was still here. I had planned to knock on the front door, which is how they normally do it in the movies, but I figured I could improvise a bit and surprise her in the backyard. I tiptoed along the wall and stopped to check everything was in the right place. Then I heard her beautiful laugh. I loved her laugh so much. I got ready to turn the corner and shout "Surprise!" when suddenly I froze in my tracks. I heard my name. She was talking about me. I wonder what she was saying. I bet she'd just been saying what a wonderful boyfriend I was and that she was so sad I was missing her birthday. But then I heard all her friends laughing. One of them asked her why she's even dating a dork like me, and that it's clearly not for my good looks or fun personality. Then another friend interrupted before Emma had even replied to the first friend and asked if I had a brother. Then they all laughed again and Emma said, "Yeah, but Freddie's brother isn't stupid. He'd never fall for a gold digger the way Freddie fell for me." Then she said, "Can you believe Freddie actually thinks I like him? I mean, we all know it's his money I like. I bet he'll even have gotten me something with diamonds for my birthday. You girls all need to get yourself a rich boyfriend too. It's the best." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I just stood there in shock, my mouth wide open. I felt like I was frozen in place. But I couldn't just stand there and do nothing. What do you think of this story? Are you ready for part 2? Please feel free to share your comments and thoughts in the comments section below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel.
Hi, I'm Freddie. You might remember me as the guy who got fooled by a gold digger girlfriend. If you missed the first part, please click here to watch it. In that part, I told you how I found out this bitter truth about my girlfriend that I loved so much. Finding this out while I was about to surprise her on her birthday was heartbreaking. That day, I'd overheard her making fun of how she tricked me into thinking that she likes me while in fact she was only putting up with me for my money. I mean, my parents' money. I'm only 18. Anyway, to say the least, I was devastated and miserable. I couldn't believe that the girl I was in love with and thought of as my future wife was in fact very shallow and materialistic. What is killing me the most is feeling like I'm such a fool for not noticing any of the red flags that were in front of me the whole time. That day, I was walking away and I heard them laughing loudly and making fun of how clueless I was. I went back home, feeling distressed, and kept trying to comprehend how she could pull such an act on me with dazzling proficiency. The more I thought about it, the more angry I became. But unfortunately, I somehow still felt that I loved her. Despite learning that she's someone different from who I thought she was, my feelings for her just couldn't change that easily. And I kept thinking of what will happen to me if I break up with her and how much I'm going to miss her eyes, her smile, her voice, and everything about her. However, I wasn't going to be weak because I couldn't allow her to control me any longer. I felt hurt and wished I could talk to someone, but I decided against it. I mean, I wasn't ready to be humiliated for being so simple-minded in front of anyone anymore. I've had my share from my beloved girlfriend, and I don't want to be the victim. Meanwhile, I didn't say anything to Emma. I wanted her to think that I still had no idea of what she's really after. That is why I wasn't going to break up with her and give her the easy way out. Instead, I needed to give her a taste of her own medicine. So I decided to drastically change the way I treated her. Since she was whining about the way she puts up with my personality and how she can barely stand me, I was about to give her an even bigger challenge to put up with. As a start, I sent her a happy birthday text after a day had passed, saying, "Happy birthday, sorry I forgot, haha." And when I saw her, she was expecting a big gift from me, which of course she wasn't going to get. Instead, I told her that I got her something sentimental, and I gave her a flower that I had picked from our backyard, and the look on her face was priceless. She was so confused and mad. I asked her what was wrong, and she couldn't say a word. I then told her that I knew that our love went beyond material things, and that's why I got her something simple to express my feelings. Emma looked at me like she was about to kill me, and with a fake tone, she said, "Thank you, baby." Seeing her upset felt uneasy, and I found myself sometimes wishing it was just a bad dream that will end, so that I can stay with her forever. I really did love her. Despite this, I convinced myself that I should go on with my plan for my own good. I started to treat her very poorly, or let's just say treating her the way she deserved. I stopped checking up on her, always told her that I was too busy and didn't have time to meet or talk on the phone, and whenever we spoke, I only spoke about myself and my family. However, what made her angry the most was that I stopped buying her expensive gifts. I played it smart, and I kept her thinking that I will buy her the things she asked for. I told her yes to everything she wanted, but never actually bought it. This played its role in keeping her hopeful so that she would stay with me, and it worked. Weirdly enough, her attitude changed in an unexpected way. She started acting way nicer to me, for example. She started using what's so-called magic words in children's books, like sorry and please and thank you. She even started to care about how I was and what I was up to, which made me still feel like I have feelings for her. But the truth was that Emma thought to herself that I'd lost interest in her and she was desperate to earn it back, and that's why she acted that way. But to her misfortune, I was as cold as ice, and I didn't give her the attention she was thirsty for. At some point, I felt like I was satisfied with how things were going, as I was wasting her time with me, and she was putting up with everything thinking she is getting something materialistic in return. By then, I could also see that Emma wasn't the girl for me, and being in love with her was crazy on my part, and to be honest, I'd had enough of her, and didn't really want to see her anymore. Therefore, I decided to set up a plan that will surely make her disappear in a heartbeat. I told her that I was going to take her away for the weekend to my father's hotel. I informed her that many high-profile people will be there because it's a fancy party. I highlighted the word fancy and told her that she should look as graceful as possible. You have to see Emma's face. She was too excited to hear that and started to get herself ready for the big event. She packed all kinds of expensive stuff that I got her, dresses, jewellery, shoes and more. When Emma arrived to the hotel, she looked very impressed with how fancy it looked. But what she didn't know is that it was the moment I was going to make her feel sorry for using me. I asked the hotel service to take the bags to the room and told Emma that we needed to talk. She looked a bit puzzled, but she agreed. The first sentence I said completely left her in shock. Emma, I'm not going to buy you anything anymore. But then she asked why. Oh, I was waiting for that question. I then told her that I knew all about her using me for the money and that I will end everything between us. Emma frowned and said, "All right, Freddie, there may be some truth to that, but my feelings changed for you after a while. I became very attracted to you. I wanted your attention so badly, and I kept thinking about you the whole time. It's like I suddenly started to fall hard for you." I looked at Emma and told her that I'm afraid that she won't stay with me much longer because I'm breaking up with her. And I added, "Not only that, Emma, you're also not getting your bag back, since everything you have in that bag is what I bought for you with my money, and you obviously do not deserve it." By then, Emma was sobbing with tears and said, "I'm really sorry, Freddie. I don't care about the bag or the money. You can take it. I really love you and want to be with you. Please, let's forget the past." To be honest, hearing these words from her made me feel something that I had never felt in my life. I felt powerful. The more she begged me to stay with her, the more I lost interest. And I thought to myself, she felt exactly like I did when I was running after her all these months. I guess we're not that different after all. At that moment, all my anger disappeared, and I looked at her with pity and realised that what she did was out of human nature to want what we don't have. And I understood how childish it was to take her bag as stupid revenge. She taught me an important lesson that was more valuable than the few $1,000s I'd spent on her. After all, in the end, I was sitting in my dad's hotel, and a few $1,000s meant nothing to me. So I decided to give her the bag back, and even thanked her, because what she did just made me a man. Sometimes the best way to obtain something is not by trying too hard, rather to simply let it go.